Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about USD INR currency pair, how you can earn a good profit on daily or monthly basis with this particular currency pair in forex trading. So I always recommend guys to trade in forex because forex is quite predictable. The fluctuations are not much, so if you lose amount you won't lose much. It's gonna recover at some point or another because government gonna intervene and they gonna maintain their currency. That's a high probability, right? uh, okay, let's talk about this. A disclaimer, like yesterday I traded on this USD INR currency. I had 20 lots, and within an hour I was able to earn a decent amount of 8,000 on an intraday trade. So the capital required for that 8,000 profit was close to 45,000. That much margin was reserved by the brokerage agency. So I'll explain what was the psychology behind that trade for me, and how do I came to that particular trade, right? What was my entry and exit for that? So this is the in.investing.com. So this is the site I use for analyzing the graphs because it has a good indicator. It has got a lot of tools which you can use to draw trend line, support and resistance. So I recommend this. Let's go on full screen mode. So right now the currency is at all-time high, USD INR. So this is a daily bar chart. Yes, so now let's draw some resistance. I'll put it here. Yes, oops, that's a bad one. Let me get the horizontal line. I'll just put it here. I'll change a color to red, indicate that's a resistance for me. So now the coronavirus pandemic started near about here, and the country start witness a lockdown from this day onwards, and the economic slowdown was there. So the USD INR, the USD became stronger as compared to INR. So the first so it was going on an uptrend move, and I couldn't catch this particular uptrend because at that point of time I was learning. And however, I made a good profit on Euro INR. The profit was 1:8 profit in Euro INR. I'll also cover that in my next video. Okay, let's talk about this. So at this point of time you can see it came around 76.4. It took a downtrend. That means there was some resistance. The sellers came in, the sellers started booking their profits, and we can say the people started shorting the share as well. Shorting is reverse trading. First you sell the share, and then when the price goes down you buy it. So that's one of the most used technique to trade the currencies. I also use that technique to earn 8,000 rupees profit. So now you see the value goes down till what, let's say 74.5, and then again buyers kick in and buyers started to take the price above. Now since since here there was a retracement back, so this was a resistance for me. Then again buyers kick in, they push the they push the price higher, and then since there was a resistance level previous, so again there was a retracement back, so price again dropped. So that this proves that okay, this is a good strong resistance level because it has touched 2 points. Now again when the stock price went below to 75.5, buyers kick in and they try to push the share price higher. Then again you see there was a bit of retracement here. So you can see this resistance has been tested for 3-4 times, which means that this resistance is not anymore a strong resistance. The buyers like the price and they are trying to take this price higher, right? But there was a high chances that again this can go below. That was one. That was my point of view, because RBI would also intervene for this currency not to go much higher, because it will hamper the INR value a lot. So they can pump in billions of rupees to hold this thing. So what happened is, so I traded in this candle, which was on 15th of April. So 15th of April, you can see that there was a breakout on this. So since there was a breakout, what I did is I shorted 5 quantities of USD INR pair for this. Now why I took 5 quantity? There was a possibility that, okay, the breakout was made, so it can go much higher, and then or else if governments kick in, or maybe the sellers can kick in, so they'll push this price lower, and I can get a good profit. So uh, so that's why I took a small quantity, so that I will have sufficient fund to do more averaging if the price go higher. And that's what happened. Next day you can see the price did went higher, and so at around 76.8 I did averaging of my USD INR pair. So I picked another 15 quantities of it. I had more money with me, so at that point of time, if price have gone more higher, then I could have also bought 20 more lot. That would have given me around 45 lots. But what happened is, next day the price went lower, and just since I had done shorting of 20 quantity, the price went lower, and that worked for me. And within the first hour of trade, I was able to see a profit of 8,000, which I booked. uh, so that was my strategy for this trade. Now you can earn a decent amount of profit on an intraday basis as well, if you have a good hold of support and resistance of that. So let's look how you can identify that. So for intraday, I would recommend go for 15 minutes chart pattern. So let's go for 15-minute chart. Okay, so so this was my market opening time around here. So this was my day opening time, and here you can see I have a green candle. So when the market opens for that day, if you are an intraday trader, I'd say wait for the trend to happen. Like initially wait for 3-4 candlestick, analyze that trend, and then take a position. Don't just rush. The market is opening, the share is falling, or the share is buying rigorously, so the price is increasing or decreasing quite marginally. Don't just rush in. Wait for the price action, see how it's moving, how much quantity is being bought or sold, and look for other candlestick pattern, like for hammer. So you can see here there's a hammer pattern. So hammer pattern indicates that, okay, there would be a trade reversal. Whatever the trend is there, it would reverse. Not necessarily if you say there's a downtrend, you get a hammer, so it's not necessary that it will go upside. It can go sideways also. So that is what trend reversal. Trend reversal means the previous trend won't exist. So that's what happened. So look for this small indications that market give you, and once you have this indications, and once you think that, okay, you are good to go for a trade, then go for it if you are confident enough. Okay, let's talk about this. The first candle was green, that means buyer has control on it. The second was a small green, which was open bit higher compared to first. So yeah, the buyer were losing the tractions on the market. And on the third candle, you can see the big red candle which engulfed the first and the second candles. So yeah, seller kicked in, and they pushed the price well below. And then you got a hammer pattern, and then after that there was a trade reversal in which you got a green candle. But again, seller kicked in, and they took the market below. So let's analyze. Let's say if this has been run real time. So I was saying that, okay, seller has a lot of control, because there were a lot of big candles made by the seller, and they were stopping buyers to push the price higher. So my trade pattern has been established that it's a downtrend. Now I have to analyze how much can this particular pair USD INR price can go. So for that I need my resistance or support level to be drawn perfectly. So I'll just zoom out to get more hold of the values of the previous days. Okay, so let's take a horizontal line and let's see. So this now you see this trade on 13th of April. It went up and then it shows some resistance. It went below. So this can act as a resistance even. Yes, and I want to also capture this as a resistance because here I have two touches. One is here, one is here. So I'll draw my resistance here, somewhere here. Okay, if I go back, I can see, okay, this also touches here and this also touches here, and then there is a downtrend. So yeah, so I get what, 1 2 3 4 perfect touches, and somewhat this will also I'll consider one of the touches on the resistance. So 5 touches on the resistance, which means okay, this is a strong resistance for this particular trade. So I've drawn this line for it. Now let's see, my price came below and again seller buyers kick in, but I have established a downtrend. I'll wait for it, and then you can see here there's a big red candle, and it has come to my resistance level. Now what should I do? Now I know it's a resistance level. I have to wait for my next candle. If my next candle is big green candle which would engulf my previous red candle, then I should exit my trade. If not, if it is not a big candle, as in this case you can see there is a green candle but not a big one, so what should I do is I should wait for my other candle to form. If that other candle is also green, which has opened higher compared to previous green candle, then I should exit my trade if I'm in a shorting position. So in this case my other candle actually was red candle, and it was so and buyer came with such a force that it has broken this particular resistance line, right? So once this resistance line is broken, then I have to look for, now this will act as a support, and I have to look for the other resistance line. Since I am in a sell position, so I will be interested in my other support line, sorry, other support. So this is also my support line. Sorry if I was saying it resistance. Let's look for other support line. We'll get the horizontal line, and let's see. Okay, now you can see here I'm having a support. So here the market came in below, then it went higher. So this is acting as support for this is acting as resistance for this. Let's see what happens here. This acting as a support for this is acting as a resistance for this trade. So yeah, and if I go below, so this also acting a resistance for this. So yeah, I can see, so this is also one of the good resistance and support line. So this line will act as a support for this. Now you can see the market almost came this way. I have a red candle, and then there is a immediate support line. Now what should I do? Again the same philosophy, wait for the next candle to form. The next candle is formed green, but it's not a big one, it's not engulfing my previous red candle. So what should I do? I should wait for my next candle to form. So when my next candle is formed higher than my previous candle, and it's a green one, so okay, this market has given me a suitable indication that okay, buyers are still there, and maybe they are more buyers are going to kick in. So it's best to book a profit. It's so maybe how small the profit is doesn't matter. Profit is always a profit. You should not look for a big profit if based it all depends on the risk capacity, how much you want your risk to be. So yeah, you can exit your trade. As per me, if I was there, I would exit my trade at this second green candle, which would be around 76.3, and if I would have entered my trade, I would have entered at this particular position, which is 76.55. So let's say, okay, so what was it, 76.3 and 76.55, I get a 0.25 fluctuation capture from 75.55 to 75.3. I sell at 75.55 and I buy at 75.3. 25% fluctuation. So in currency you always get into 1000 as a profit. So for one lot you will get a profit of 250, and since let's say you have you hold 10 lots, so you can easily get a profit of 2 lakhs, sorry, 2500 as a profit with an investment of 25,000 as a capital. So it's a decent amount for you to have for to capture this in 3 hours. Then again you can take a one more trend. Since there is a uptrend, now you can also capture this uptrend, wherein you can get 2000 rupees as a profit, right? For the uptrend, what you have to do, you have to find the resistance level, because you don't want because if you buy some quantities here, you don't you want to sell it before it start falling, before the trade start reversing. So for that, the resistance level would work. So let's see where we can find the resistance level, immediate resistance level. So here I can see there was some green candle, then again it started the uptrend. Okay, so here I can see a resistance level. Let's validate this with my previous days price action. So yes, here was a upward movement, but this acted as a resistance. It went below this, validate this thing. Okay, yeah. So there are three touches, I would say, which is a good thing. Even here also you can see the price came below, and then the price went up, then it finds some resistance and it went below. So that day trade, so yesterday's trade also confirmed that this is a good resistance level for this upward move. So now you can see that okay, the price went up, then I see a resistance level and I see sellers kick in, two candles, red candles were formed. So I should exit my trade here, and you would get 2000 rupees easily on a 10 lots. So guys, what I want to say is, if you are an intraday trader, so you have to have a strong resistance and support funda. I mean, that should be in your mind. What don't make any line as a stronger resistance or support. Just validate it with your previous day price action, and the more the point it touches, the more stronger that resistance or support line is. So in a book it says you should have 2 points connected, 2 points to draw support or resistance, and the third point to validate it. And if there are more points to validate it, the more stronger it becomes. And the second thing is one more important lessons for support and resistance is, if one particular resistance is test multiple times, like the price is coming to that particular resistance for 5 to 6 times, that means that resistance is weak. At some point of time, today or tomorrow, it's gonna break. So look for that also, breakout also, because if there is a breakout, then there's a strong momentum of the price that may be against you or that may be for you. That depends on your trade. So guys, I hope you have learned something. If you want to learn more about resistance and support, how to draw it, so you can check out my other videos for it. So if you have any comments, please put them in the comment section. I'll try to reply them back. If you want to share some your strategies, please do post in the comment section. If you like this video, please press the like button, and for more such videos to learn the stock markets, please subscribe my channel. See you guys in the other video. Goodbye.